As of right now, currently about halfway through the Battle Royale program of Season 1 in MLB The Show 22. Today, I want to do a little bit of a tips video talking about my strategy on drafting while going through an actual draft with all of you on the video here today. And with that, there's going to be a lot of awesome gameplay, specifically BR and ranked, coming up in the next couple days. So make sure you guys are sub for that and like the video, because I'm sure you guys are really going to enjoy this. Let's talk shop. Let's talk about what my process is for drafting, what I look for in rounds, and let's just start with the first round here. So this is a fantastic round. Now, to me, off the rip, there are two choices here, and it's not Ohtani or Henke, and I'll explain why. Now, Henke does have a forkball and a slider, but what you're looking for in relievers particularly, we'll talk about starters and relievers and what they kind of differences of. You're looking for sinker cutter primarily on your relievers and, for that matter, your starters. But for this, because we can't play Ohtani as a two-way player, it's really down to Buxton and Jazz. And really, I don't think you could go wrong either way. You're going to get a power-hitting second baseman with diamond defense, or you're going to get Byron Buxton. I'm a giant Twins fan, so I can't not take Buck. And another good reason to pick Buxton here is that you're getting an awesome defensive outfielder. Now, you might be like, why does defense matter in BR? It matters a ton, because Buxton's going to help to elevate the game of your left fielders and right fielders a lot. So we're going to start with Byron Buxton. But again, you couldn't go wrong with Jazz, because I want to talk about Jazz for a second too. When you're drafting in BR, you really are looking for the most bang from your buck at second, shortstop, and then catcher. Those are the three positions you really want to get the most value, because first and third obviously are like power hitting positions. You should probably find good guys in bronze and silver rounds. Left and right field as well, you should find big power hitters, but we're going to start with Buxton for our draft here. And now we get into the guaranteed BR gold rounds, which personally, man, I'm excited they're in the game, but also it's like, it'd be nice if they weren't, because it would add a little bit more variety into drafting. It'd be nice if once you finish the program, if you could turn it off. But let's go through these guys. So Alex Wood, theoretically, you guys are gonna go through and take every card to do parallel missions. So I will be acting like you finished the program and we're taking best player available. We do not take starters around here. I know J.R. Richard has a cutter, and Alex Wood is somewhat decent, but we don't take starters. We throw them away. I'll talk about why that is in a little bit. But for our purposes, in a round like this, imagine we finish a program, you're looking for the most power possible, because really, I know Lou Gehrig has got awesome contact here, but you're paying so much more for Hunter Renfroe with that power and that defense in right field, which is why he has a little bit more value there. Now, going into this round, again, assuming that we've taken all of our BR mission cards out of the way, this is a no-brainer. You go Mark Melancon here. But again, I would really love in the future if maybe there was an option to say, hey, I would like the rounds on or I would like the rounds off. That'd be really cool. But if we're going best player available, Melancon's got a cutter. Vlad and Castellanos just don't offer a lot of power, especially at positions that usually have guys with a lot of pop. And Real Muto is not a very good card either. So we'll go Mark Melancon here. And then this round is actually pretty fun. Bronze round guaranteed, obviously, but you have Trevor Hoffman and Bob Feller. And honestly, I think Bob Feller is an interesting pickup here. Trevor Hoffman does have four-seam slider change. So far in BR, I have a 6.75 ERA with him, and that's again because the mix isn't very good. So I'm going to throw away our first starter in Bob Feller, and we'll talk about throwing away starters in a little bit if we get there. Jose Miranda, bronze rounds. So bronze rounds, preferably, I guess we'll talk about starters right now. So preferably with a starting rotation, you want to have one guy that you can somewhat lead on when your bullpen is gassed. Because usually how it's going to go, if we're going 12-0, for example, you're going to have about 2 or 3 games you're using your bullpen the whole way. And then you're going to have to bring in that starter to open up a game. Or you could start with the starter, then go bullpen, and then keep rolling that way. So Bob Feller's got gas. But we've actually stumbled into a bit of a gold mine here with a sinker slider four seam in Medina here. But we want to check the control and break. And again, it's not bad, but also some people have no idea how to do this. If you guys are on PlayStation, you click the R3 button on your controller and it shows individual control and individual break with every pitch. So with that, gonna go with Medina and continue drafting here. So, oh my gosh. Well, I know what team I'm playing with on stream tomorrow. Holy cow. No brainer here. I mentioned it earlier that you're trying to get the most bang for your buck out of certain positions, and you find no better catcher in MLB The Show than Joe Mauer. I just so happen to have two Minnesota Twins diamonds on my team here. Going through this really quick. Pujols is a great card, but you're getting much more value at catcher out of Mauer. If we could play Ohtani two ways, I would definitely say you're going Ohtani here, but we can't, so you end up going with Joe Mauer. So with our starting rotation, how you want to plan throwing people away is 3 bronzes and 2 commons in the rotation if you can. Obviously, sometimes you can't perfectly lay it out like that, but I'm going to throw away Devi Garcia. Now I have 2 common rounds left, and now I'm in a little bit of a tough spot. We'll look at Jeffrey Springs, and he has a 4-seam slider circle change and not really great per 9. So now I go by process of elimination, and I look at, hey, who do I have available here? And also, chat, Matt Duffy brings up a great example. Right now, I'm filming this on April 6th at 10 p.m. Tomorrow's opening day, and that's when the real fun of BR kicks in, where we have inside edge every single day. And that is a gigantic part of BR. You want to make sure that if off the rip you assume somebody's bad, that you please hit triangle on their card and see what their attributes are for the day. So I am actually going to throw away starter here again and hopefully try and hide those comments somewhere. Hopefully I have one come up here, and it does not, which is unfortunate. And we have a pretty big silver round here. We have Colin McHugh with a slider, cutter, and a 4-seam. We have Trey Mancini with great power and Jonathan Scope with great power. And now that Scope is back to primary position second, well, not back. He had a card last year as first base primary, but again, talking about bang for your buck, getting this power at a position like second base is awesome and a great swing too. So I'm gonna go Jonathan Scope at second here. Now we get into a card that everybody loved last year, and now will be a little bit of a difficult place to look at this year because Ryan Tepera no longer has a sinker or a cutter. Does that mean I don't think he's a good pitcher? No. But you kind of have to ask yourself a question now, because you got a high value card in Bobby Delbeck. You also have a high value card in Ryan McMahon as well. But if we're looking at our lineup, I mean, we have 2 diamonds and a gold and a silver so far. Got to start balancing out the bullpen as well, because the bullpen's arguably the most important part of your BR run. You want to have a really reliable bullpen, and you'll have 8 guys. And really, for you to feel confident in a long-term BR run, you want to feel pretty confident about 6 of those guys. So we'll go Tepera here. This round, unfortunately, Will Smith is a great pitcher in Major League Baseball. At least he was during the playoffs, but his mix online is not very good. So we will go CJ Cron here, getting that power at a much-needed first base position. Also, left field is a very deep position in MLB The Show. You usually don't want to take a card right here, but I'm in a little bit of a bind about my picks here in my selections. So I am actually going to take Oscar Mercado as a speed option because, again, we've already thrown away a bronze. We have commons that we're waiting for. Matt Weiser's not very good, so we're going to throw away Mercado and get a speed option off the bench. And now we have a very fun round here. So we have Jake Lamb, Ryan Presley, former Twin. We have Matthew Allen, who we could take as our last starter, and Jimmy Rollins. Jimmy Rollins cards usually are not very good, but in BR, there's a reason why you want to pick up Rake Lamb. And also for our purposes, we need left-handed bats badly. And Ryan Presley, although he's a great overall, the mix is not very good. And that's the main point I want to mention about BR relievers. We don't want to get caught up in the overall. We want to get caught up in the mix, and Ryan Presley just isn't very good. So for that, and not only the fact that we need more left-handed batters in our order, it's a no-brainer that we're going Rake Lamb and Jake Lamb here. And this is another phenomenal value pick here in Adalberto Mondesi. He is a community favorite. He plays significantly above his stats. TJ Antone would be a really great addition to the bullpen, but I'm going to round out the lineup and then focus our gold and 4 silvers remaining on the bullpen the rest of the way. So we need to replace left field, and that's about it. And we have all these bench options open, and I see Christian Walker's playing up today. I go to click triangle, plus 17. Still decent stats for his lefties, but that will be one of our bench bats in Christian Walker. And now we get an interesting round. We get a common round, so you would think you'd throw away starter, but again, this is where we do our research. And Anthony Gose is a lefty, and we need lefties very badly. We have none in the bullpen right now. So we want to go with Anthony Goes. And talking about the bullpen, you want to try and have, this is a great common throwaway around it right here. You want to, so that actually kind of worked out. And now we have a great round to talk about in a second. But you want to try and have 3 lefties in your bullpen and 5 righties. It's also not bad to have 4 and 4, but I know a lot of people are going to be very excited about Rafael Devers here. If we wanted to, we could move CJ Cron into left field for Oscar Mercado, and normally I would advise against doing what I'm about to do and taking going after Devin Williams and securing that bullpen. But getting Rafael Devers makes this arguably one of the best BR lineups that I've ever seen, at least in MLB 22. And knowing that opening day is tomorrow and all of the live series upgrades like CJ Cron, Scope, Mondesi, Devers as well, I'm going to pick up Rafael Devers and really secure a significant batting order, and then focus the rest of the silvers and the best bronzes on the bullpen. So this round, not ideal. Colin McHugh is our only option. He does have a cutter. I like guys that have a sinker or a changeup, and he does not have either of those. But Colin McHugh, based on necessity, joins our bullpen. And now we get a bench lefty bat in He-Man Choi. And we have an interesting round. Wow, Miguel Sano's power versus righties is hilarious, man. So as a Twins fan, I would tell you to take Miguel Sano, but you have to remember earlier that we took Christian Walker, who is essentially Miguel Sano with his live series upgrade. So as much as I do want to take Miguel, we have a lefty that we are offered in Brad Hand, who has a slider, 4-seam, and a sinker. So I will be going with Brad Hand to get a second lefty. And now Jordan Romano would be great to add to the bullpen, but his mix is awful. So now we kind of have to deal with what we have, and we're going to bolster the lineup even more. Eugenio Suarez will be the pick. We will move him to shortstop, and we will move Adalberto Mondesi to second. And we're really going to have to sacrifice a lot of defense because the lineup is insane. And I would take Romano. It's just the mix is just not there. So taking Suarez, our batting order is absolutely insane. Tim Meza, lefty reliever with a sinker this year. He did not have a sinker last year, so we will be going with Tim Meza. And now we have 2 silvers and a bronze round left, and I would love to go with Bobby Delbeck here, knowing the upgrade he's going to get tomorrow and shore up the rest of the lineup. But with us only having 2 silvers left, I really feel like they should be dedicated to the bullpen and that bronze dedicated to the bench. So I will go with Ryan Stanek here. And like I mentioned earlier, where we could have a scenario where we go 4 and 4 because of how the draft shaped up, I'm okay with going 4 and 4 because we have Andrew Chafin here. And if we look at our starting rotation, we have a couple guys that, you know, will serve the job as right-hand relievers as well. So having 4 lefties is not the end of the world. And now our final round, and we look and we have a couple options here, but you want to make sure going into this round, making sure that you have on your bench the following. You want to have at least 1 pinch runner. You want to have at least 1 reliable lefty bat and 1 reliable righty bat. And then preferably, if you can get lucky, a switch hitter off the bench. But looking at our bench, we have He-Man Choi as our lefty. Christian Walker as splits versus righties and not versus lefties. But we do have Eugenio Suarez, who will be subbing in and moving Jonathan Scope to the bench. So Jonathan Scope is our right-handed bench bat. And since we already have so many other cards, I'm going to go with best player available right here because we already have all those other bases covered. And I'm going to go with Travis Shaw. Phenomenal card with a great swing. And he'll be getting a live series upgrade tomorrow. And he can also play middle infield, which is very nice. So now closing, I want to go over the whole team and kind of explain how this all shaped out. So we have a starter that we can feel somewhat reliable with that sinker, a 5-pitch mix that we could go to if we need to. Also Bob Feller as well. We have a bullpen that's a 4 and 4 bullpen with 4 pretty solid lefty. I would say 4 serviceable lefties. I think the best lefty we have is Andrew Chafin. I loved him last year. Sinker, slider, 4-seam fastball. 4 serviceable righties, so not the best bullpen, but the real part of the lineup that is exciting is that batting order. We have Joe Mauer. We have Devers playing first base. You want to hide him there because of his awful defense. We have Adalberto Mondesi at second, Rake Lamb at third, Eugenio at short, Cronin left, Buxton at center, Renfroe on right. This is obviously not the batting order that I would show, but I'm just showing you the lineup card. And then finally on the bench, you know, it all really rounded out, man. 2 righty bench bats, 2 lefty bench bats, and speed and Oscar Mercado. This is a phenomenal draft. especially considering the batting order. I can't wait to play with this on stream tomorrow. I'm live, by the way, every day. Well, not every day, 4 to 5 days a week on Twitch. The link to that is below. Also posted on Twitter and TikTok. The links to those are below as well. I wish you good luck in your BR drafts. If you have any questions, if you disagree with certain picks that I made, feel free to comment that below. And I appreciate you all for watching. I wish you the best of luck in BR, and I will catch you in the next video.